Welcome back to our series on cybersecurity. Today, we're building on the foundation of the CIA Triad to discuss essential security controls. Understanding security controls is critical for actively protecting your digital assets and maintaining a strong security posture. As a quick recap, remember the CIA Triad: confidentiality, integrity, and availability. These are the core principles of information security we aim to protect. Security controls are the specific measures, policies, or procedures implemented to manage risk and protect your information systems and data. The three primary control types are preventative, detective, and corrective. However, many professional frameworks expand these to 6 controls, known as the 6 functional controls. This starts with preventative, detective, and corrective, but then adds 3 more, which are deterrent, recovery, and compensating. The classification is based on when they act and the aims of the controls. First up, there are preventative controls. The goal of a preventative control is to stop a security incident from happening in the first place, acting as the first line of defense. Common examples include firewalls to block unauthorized access, strong access control mechanisms, and encryption to protect data both in transit and at rest. Next, let's look at detective controls, which come into play when preventative measures might fail. Detective controls are designed to identify and alert you to a security incident or breach as soon as or shortly after it occurs. Examples include intrusion detection systems or IDS, comprehensive security logging, and regular audits to spot unusual activity. If an incident does happen, we rely on corrective controls to mitigate the damage. The goal of corrective controls is to reduce the impact of an incident and restore systems to their normal, secure state after an attack. This includes antivirus systems quarantining a suspicious file, re-imaging an infected PC, or terminating network connections. Deterrent controls are put in place to deter attackers from attempting the attack in the first place. These are often designed to psychologically discourage by creating fear, doubt, and giving a warning. This includes warning banners, typically used on login, messages that are shown when an activity is blocked, or security guards showing a physical security presence. Recovery controls are used to restore systems back to normal operation. These focus on the restoration of services back to a safe state. This typically involves restoring from backups, but could also include other disaster recovery plans, such as use of a disaster recovery site. Compensating controls are alternative security measures where the primary or ideal control cannot be implemented. This is the Plan B, which may be required due to technical limitations, costs, or business requirements. It is sometimes necessary to implement compensating controls because of legacy systems that cannot support current security standards. In that case, it may be necessary to move them to dedicated VLANs or using proxies, which could add security encryption. As well as having different types of controls, these are also grouped into security categories, often known as control classes or implementation types. These describe how the controls are implemented. The categories are applied across the different types. You will see this later when we look at how these form a security control matrix. The 3 categories explained here are administrative controls, technical controls, and physical controls. Administrative controls, also known as managerial controls, are human controls. These focus on people's behavior, telling them what they should and shouldn't do. Examples include security policies, security training, and hiring and firing procedures. Next up are the technical or logical controls, which restrict access or monitor activity. These are the controls that you may normally associate with cybersecurity. Things that restrict access or that monitor for attempts to bypass security measures. There are many examples within these controls, including access control, firewalls restricting access, encryption, and then antivirus and IDS monitoring for any malicious activity. Finally, there are physical or tangible controls. Physical controls are essential for protecting the physical assets that house our digital data, like servers, networking equipment, and offices. Examples include secure locks on server rooms, security guards, and surveillance cameras to monitor access and deter theft. These can be combined into a matrix with the control types across the rows and categories for the columns. Identifying and then choosing the correct controls is crucial for implementing cybersecurity. By using a combination of all these control types, we create a layered defense system. These controls work together, reinforcing the confidentiality, integrity, and availability of our information against a wide range of threats. You have seen how these can be grouped into the 6 different security control types and 3 different categories. Implementing these can help to ensure a full breadth of coverage in your cybersecurity protection. Thank you for learning about security controls. Stay tuned for our next video as we continue to explore the world of cybersecurity.